Good morning now. I guess it's 1 a.m. Yes, I tend to do this like really late at night. It's really peaceful as well for me, and everything is calmed down. So I tend to get insights in the early morning. So, Kong Hei Fa Choi, Happy Chinese New Year to all those who celebrate it. It is very big in my culture, though. I am from the Philippines. I am Canadian citizen. I don't actually formally celebrate it, but I do have some very close friends of mine that do, and it is part of the Asian heritage. So I have here a little bit of tarot that I'll pull up and shuffle on camera here. And we have here these, there's a Chinese buffet that I went to. Today's also my dad's birthday, so that's really coincidence. So happy birthday, Dad. I don't think they know I have YouTube, or they don't really know how to look me up, so that's okay. They gave out these envelopes with these lucky coins. I think it's for fortune, because it is saying here for the Chinese heritage, the red envelope or the sealy is the symbol of luck, and it's for health, wealth, and luck for the new year. And I think the packaging is so cute. I'm like, perfect. I'm just about to do a Chinese New Year reading. And each one of these red envelopes usually contains money. Usually it's given to those who are single. And inside, instead of money, I have your chocolate biscuits for dessert. So that's your like little cards for affirmations for this Chinese New Year, Year of the Rat. The Year of the Rat, which is right up here. Hello. I am actually Year of the Snake over here. I wonder if you know your Chinese zodiac sign. I actually love my Chinese sign more than the Western astrology, but that's because I'm not really familiar with astrology. I've also pulled some, as you can see here, my big bag of tea leaf cards for fortune, and also other things, the main kind of themes in this Chinese Year of the Rat for you guys. And then after the chocolate biscuits affirmations, I've wrapped it in this Chinese New Year calendar. This is from the Chinese New Year calendar, actually Chinese calendar. It's from one of my Asian dentists. My family's dentist used to give this out a few years ago. So I wrapped it in this, which I think is a nice touch. Very much in the theme, and I love that. And I also like decorating, so that's good. I have an excuse. So this is pile 1. This is pile 2. It's so cute that buffets give this out. And this is pile 3. Okay? So take a deep breath. I've heard Cherry Enchantress and Charm Intuition say, if you don't know what pile to pick, take a few deep breaths, or one big deep breaths. Close your eyes for a few seconds, and then open your eyes and see where your eye naturally goes the longest to look at. Is it the first, the second, or the third pile? There is no right or wrong answer. You can choose more than one, but again, the messages might be, in between all the piles, but there's usually one or two that you're strongly drawn to. Because this is going to be a long video, guys, so I don't know if I have room for charms, but I will try. So we'll have to get through this quickly. Okay, so let's start off with pile number 1. We're at 345. So if you chose pile number 1, here's your little Chinese fortune coin. Let's get these out of the way here. Okay, so if you chose pile number 1, these are your cards and chocolate affirmations. Okay, let's unwrap it. It's almost like a gift in a way. You have some oracle, and your tea leaves are here, which is also steeped in ancient China, the culture as well, using tea leaves. So that's nice. Okay, so for your dessert, your chocolate biscuit, you have... Oh my, I ripped this envelope. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay. Okay, you have a congratulations chocolate celebration. You have the Peanuts Chocolate Trust, the White Chocolate, Pure Heart. And then for your tea leaves, we have Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. It doesn't have to be you. It could be someone you know or someone you'll meet on your path this year of the rat. Health, wealth, and other things in life. Number 2 is key, successful outcome to your problems, which sounds great. And then we have purse. Pay attention to your finances. Pile 1. Okay, let's see what else we have for the oracle cards. You have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Beautiful. Then for your 2 spirit animals, because Chinese zodiac has a lot of spirit like animals that's represented and its characteristics, we have the porcupine spirit, time for a beginner mind, and we have the panther spirit, reclaim your power. So these are from the spirit animal oracle cards. This one is the new one. Oh, I have one coming from China, but these ones are the original ones. This is the new Starseed Oracle, which I highly am fascinated by. Starseeds in ancient Egypt, so it's all linking together there. So galactic stuff. Okay, so let's pull, you know what? Let's pull 3 tarot for pile 1. I just want to see what the overall, like, mood or theme is for this pile. What is pile number 1? What does pile number 1 need to know for the 3 cards for their main theme, please? One feels correct. Oh, okay. Well, that spewed out quickly. You got 4 cards. Okay, we'll keep those. This is from the Wildwood Tarot deck. Okay, let's see. Let me just take a look at these. I think I have to look at it like this, and I'll show you guys what I think, okay? Okay, you have 10 of Vessels, happiness. That's good. Then you have 9 of Bows, respect. Or Bows is like wands. I know Wildwood is a little bit different interpretation. It's pagan based. It's like a druid shamanic paganism based. So, okay. And then we have King of Vessels, Heron. So it's like a King of Cups. And then we have a lot of water here. There's a lot of water. You guys might be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. That might be in your natal chart as well. If it's not your moon, sun, or rising, it could be in other planetary aspects of your chart. And I still need to learn a lot in depth about astrology because that's a whole other thing. Okay, and then we have Queen of Vessels, Salmon. So this is a Queen of Cups. We have a lot of either relationships or emotions. There's a big focus in this year of the rat for pile number 1. Whether that's relationships with friendship or romantic wise or family, there's a large group. So it depends what is going on here. So let's start with your tarot, and then we'll move on with the oracle cards and the little ones. So 10 of Vessels, I do see here, happiness. So you guys are working on obtaining or maintaining your happiness. And you see it's all overflowing from this one source, and it's spread outward into this river here. I think it's a river. So it's like from one sort, like you are probably the source of this joy, or you helping spread that happiness to others is like my impression here, and it's overflowing. So you might feel like an exuberant amount of joy here at this time of Year of the Rat. There might be something really good to look forward to in some form of happiness, and you're definitely going to collect that in your memory bank. I see here like little cups kind of holding all this water overflowing with emotion and happy emotion. Okay, there is going to be, of course, some challenges, like for example the paying attention to the finances, okay, with this purse tea leaf. But there is a Nine of Bows, which is respect. So you might be also, I feel like when I think of Nine of Bows, it's like the Nine of Wands. And to me, that's like, it's similar to Eight of Wands in a way. Because this one is speaking of, put either building a strong foundation, or you're kind of like very, very defensive. Like, I feel like there's a lot of wands here, like putting up a wall of defense, to protect yourself or protect those you care about. But mainly this is focused on you, and this does look a bit scary, yes, but I feel like there might be some people that are, maybe I find that might be causing you to put up a defense. They might get through your defenses as well. Like, this looks kind of leering, right? In your face. You might have some obstacles in the Year of the Rat that will help you build your self-respect. Or if you're not respecting other people enough, it might be a lesson as well, like to respect them and their space and people's opinions. If you've been neglecting to do that in the past years of life, really. But Nine of Bows, I do think, like, maybe on your way to happiness, okay, this Nine of Bows is saying you have to build a strong foundation to maintain or build that happiness. That's what I find. And some people might maybe overprotect themselves as well. I see here there's a lot of wands. But there's also like passions as well. So you're maybe coming to completion with your passions. Because I do see here the chocolate affirmation card. Here you go. There's the chocolate affirmation card. So cute. Of celebration. And so that's like success, time of joy. And this coincides a lot with happiness, right? A heartfelt congratulations and a job well done. Sometime this year there will be an accomplishment that will cause you that happiness. And it doesn't require any action at this point. When you do have that, just reap your rewards and enjoy the success that you've rightfully earned. So do give yourself a pat on the back and celebrate your achievements, okay? What else for Year of the Rat? We have King of Vessels and Queen of Vessels. So we have the salmon and the heron. So this is really important in paganism, I think, which I'm still learning about. But in the animal kingdom, the salmon is a really wild, it's a sacred fish. And I love sashimi, but salmon in itself for Queen of Vessels is someone who is very intuitive. Okay, so you might have some spiritual gifts there or very good intuition. This is also being very in touch with your emotions, and you can see there's a lot of water here, a lot of water. You might be getting a lot of insight and like spiritual downloads, I call them. And you see this salmon like jumping up the stream, like jumping off from adversity. Like, I feel like you can jump back from adversity very quickly and rise up above like this really majestic salmon. And I see here a heron. You might also be good at balancing things. You have King of Cups or King of Vessels here. So King and Queen, this is like a big maturity level regards with emotionality. You guys are going to be really like mastering dealing with emotions and dealing with other people's emotions very well this year. And that's going to lead to a lot of happiness. And I see the heron as well kind of balances as well on one foot, and sometimes he's known as a herald for life and death. So maybe you're transitioning or having a change with something. And King of Vessels he's usually like the Queen of Vessels. Like, they're both very emotionally in tuned. They're also very warm and caring. However, the more nurturing one is the Queen of Vessels, and then the King of Vessels is caring but also can be emotionally detached. So I see so much water here. So this year, if you find that, overflowing with happiness is great, yes. Maybe you're learning to respect yourself more as well and putting up boundaries so that you also rest and recharge yourself. But there's going to be a lot of joy. But when you feel like your emotions are too fast, too soon, and you get overwhelmed, I feel as if that you do need that King of Vessels energy to kind of rein in and kind of detach yourself from a situation so that you can think about it and really like get into your intuition to see what the right course of action might be. That's what I'm thinking. But a lot of happy things going on. A lot of focus on relationships as well. I feel like this assignment is going towards the Nine of Bows for respect. So you're really building a strong foundation of respect and power and happiness. But you might be dealing with a Ram, which is a stubborn, aggressive person. That might be also a key to your success. The successful outcome to your problem. So they might be involved with regards to a situation in your like a problem in your relationship or something to do that will kind of entice some emotions from you. So either they're a key to successfully overcoming a problem, they might be helpful in that, a stubborn, aggressive person, or they might be the cause of the problem in the first place. But I do see here that it might be somebody who might also demand a lot from you, or you might have to spend a lot and it's going to involve this person in some way. They're either going to help you or hinder you with regards to finances. So also be careful to not overspend, or I know that like life is very expensive nowadays, so perhaps just keep an eye on your finances, and I'm working on that as well. It's a very tricky situation, I understand. So that's what I'm seeing here, is that you guys are going to be really in your element with regards to your emotions. You're going to know how to handle it well, and there's a lot of joy that I see coming up for this year of the rat for you guys. Just like, use your intuition and wisdom, because I see a lot of 4s as well. 44, 48, and 44 is like a master number. Reclaiming your power. So if you felt like you were powerless before, okay, you're going to find your own self-respect, and I feel like you guys are going to build the right boundaries emotionally to guard yourself. You might be a sensitive soul as well. You're going to be jumping out of the adversity and reclaiming your power, like this panther is saying. What aspect of your life do you feel like you've lost control? You're going to start making actions to gain that control. And we got Porcupine Spirit, time for a beginner mind. I think that you're going to start something new. There's some kind of transition that you're going into the year of the rat that is going to really help you reclaim your power and happiness. It might require some spending of money, however, and financial pinch might be a situation that might occur as well this year, so just keep an eye out. And we have the blue flame. So I haven't looked up the meaning for this, so I'm just going to read this intuitively. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So if you don't believe in spiritual stuff, let me just take a sip. This is saying that you're getting awakened. Like many of us who practice and have a spiritual practice and believe in the spirit realm, spontaneous awakening, you're having a realization, a deep realization of your meaning and purpose of your life and why you're existing here. So you're going to have like some kind of epiphany, and it's going to call you to do something about the realization and insight that you receive. And it's really telling you to kind of use the information that is given to you, whether it's from the universe through signs or whatnot, and integrate into your life, integration, so that you can really apply it for your own happiness. So you will learn some information that will lead to an overflowing amount of happiness. I'm thinking self-respect here as well, putting up boundaries so that you can reclaim your power again. So some of you guys may have felt like things were out of control, and now you're going to regain that in this year. And time for a beginner mind. Blue. To me, blue reminds me of the throat chakra, which is communication. Maybe you have to take the information that you've learned and share it with others, or share it you know, with someone you really care about, that might benefit from that self-realization of yours, or benefit from that insight that you received. And I feel like here's your crown or spirit chakra, or is spirit chakra. I feel like it's maybe your crown chakra, because it's a soul chakra is way above here. You're kind of, maybe your soul is ascending. Wow, fascinating. Your soul may be ascending as well. That's really cool. So you're going to be learning some great amount of wisdom and insight, and maybe transitioning and learning some, and that insight is actually like you've never had that wisdom and insight before, and it's going to empower you in some way, and you're going to use that information to inspire you, and you will have a lot of success with something. You'll also learn to trust as well. When you reclaim your power, perhaps bad things have happened to you, or people have done you wrong, and you're really going to learn to either trust your inner wisdom, or you're going to learn to retrust others. But it's really saying here to really be careful, though, not to trust every single person you meet, because you might be very trustworthy, or want to be, and others are not. Some of them are not worth your trust. And then again, I'm thinking of respect, boundaries. But yes, you are divinely guided to listen to your intuition, and the universe does have your back, and to really trust yourself at this time, because you're really going to get empowered with that information that you learned this year. Really try to bake free as well with this chocolate covered peanuts. I like chocolate covered almonds as well. It's so delicious. But this is like chocolate affirmation cards. So tiny. And it's really telling you to trust your intuition. You know, the universe will guide you in some way. There's a divine order of things, but definitely breaking free from your past to lead to your happiness is needed. And to push past your fears and reclaim your power. You might be learning something new with this porcupine spirit. 48 might mean something to you. 8 plus 4 is 12. 2 plus 1 is 3. So it might be a lot of communication really needed with this blue. I see this blue flame here. It's needing for you to express it somehow, either through art, through a blog, through journaling, something. You need to share your wisdom as well, but with the right people. So yes, trust in the divine order of things, okay? There are success coming to you this year in some form, and you do have a pure heart with this white chocolate. Hope I'm not making you guys hungry. It's delicious. So this is like keeping your mind open, okay? And allowing love and light into your life. You might be putting so much boundaries with this 9 of bows here again. There's a lot of one energy with regards to passions. So maybe some of you guys romantically are kind of have your guard up. With regards to either romantically or with certain family members or friends. And it's really telling you that, you know, deep down you do have a pure heart, and purity, innocence, being vulnerable is you're surrounded by this kind of energy. Either you're embodying it or those around you is embodying it, and it is time to make sure you act with truth and fairness. And this might make you feel kind of awkward because you're not used to that, being vulnerable. Really, this is calling you to, you know, think back in your younger years when you had a pure heart, and your younger self, like your childlike self almost, and open your mind that your doors, they're saying here that the doors are unlocking for you at this time. So either there's opportunity or like a spiritual activation, literally, because it is saying here spontaneous awakening, activation. You're being activated. Your soul is gonna stir. I think a lot of people are ascending with regards to their souls. So reawakening can be a little jarring as well. Yes, but doors are unlocking. And you see here is an open door. Okay, push past that fear as well, because there is happiness on the other side of fear. That's what Charmed Intuition Tarot said. Very wise words. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you, Pile 1. I feel like it's already 24 minutes. Oh my gosh, I think that each pile is going to be like 30 minutes long. What time is it? So I think I'll do without the charms for now because this is a lot of cards. So I really hope you liked your reading. Okay, and I will move on to pile number 3. I mean pile number 2. Oh my gosh. Pile number 2. I'm just gonna put piles here, away here. Tuck that in, out of the way. Thanks so much, and I hope you enjoy the reading or resonate with it somewhat. It is a lot of cards, so I'm learning to read it without looking at anything. So just bear with me. Okay, and all the best to you guys, okay? And now pile number 2 is up next. Okay, pile number 2s. Let's see. That will probably be 26 minutes. Sorry about this, pile number 2s. Okay, pile number 2s. If you chose pile number 2s, this is here's your lucky fortune coin here for your Chinese New Year. I wrapped up your cards, and inside here is your chocolate biscuit dessert for affirmations. Okay, let's open that up. It's like a little treat almost. Oh my gosh, these envelopes are really fragile. I kind of tore the first piles, so I feel pretty bad. I'll just keep that because my parents had one each. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so aesthetically pleasing. Okay, pile 2. So you have a lot of cards jumping out that I had to like rein it in a bit. So this, maybe a lot of people are gonna choose this pile because I had a lot of cards jumping out, especially for chocolate affirmations. So let's see what that is. So there's a lot of messages coming through for that. Okay, so pile number 2s. Your chocolate is chocolate icing. It is inspiration. I actually chose this pile as well, so I'm curious to see. Chocolate coated sultanas, success. I'm just gonna put it here to read. And baking chocolate, boredom. Oh. And let's see what your oracle cards here and your tea leaves are before I shuffle 3 or 4 tarots. So for your tea leaf for Year of the Rat 2020 are dog barking. We're going to get advice from a friend because I also chose this pile. Okay, next we have ink pot. There needs to be some problems that needs to resolving. Ooh, yes, I've chose this pile. Psychic ability. Trust my intuition, or trust our intuition. This is the pile I chose. Inspiration, success, boredom. Okay. Advice for a friend about a problem you need to be solved, and we're definitely gonna be using, this is our psychic pile. I'm in this pile, yay! Psychic ability. So we definitely have to trust our intuition with regards to, let's see what these oracle cards saying. So Starseed Oracle saying, wait, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. Oh, this galaxy image is so beautiful. I guess this is us, and we're going into this new age, literally, and I feel like we are all transforming, and 2020 is going to be a big transformation where if I see it this way, I think of it as, darkness, and then you're going into such beautiful galactic, like almost like a portal in a way. So that's interesting. And then our spirit animal oracles for pile 2 are wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. Oh, okay. And moth spirit. So a lot of insects for us here. Surrender now. And a lot of red. I see red and green a lot. So our heart chakra, I think, needs to be worked on. And this red chakra is our root chakra. I think that might need to be balanced. This has a little bit more blue, bluish black. It could be communication. It could be our third eye. But I feel like this one, surrender now. Sometimes life stings. I feel like the message for us, and there's 64 and 39, the numbers. I feel like this root chakra is all about security and stability, balance, like with regards to the home, the finances, feeling secure, like roof over your head, food on the table, that type of thing. This could be regarding career or finances, I think. I definitely feel that, and in a pinch at this time as a student is really difficult. And the wasp spirit, life stings. So we're learning to maybe surrender to life's uncomfortable, the dips and lows of life, and to just surrender to it at this time, to not try to resist it, and learn from a lesson from it somehow. And perhaps we need to. Well, I do need to do this. I still need to slow down and center myself as well, because it's saying to wait. So if you're thinking of some kind of major decision for pile number 2, there's some portion in your life that you need to wait on, okay? And to not be too impatient, and don't try to want to control how things turn out or how the results will pan out, because we can only do so much. Wanting things to be perfect came to my mind. So I have a Virgo moon. I don't know if that's the case. I'm usually late to things. So, but yeah, so let's see. For inspiration, we have this chocolate here. Delicious affirmation. For chocolate icing, sometimes, okay, life does sting, yes. But the chocolate icing is calling us that, despite that suffering and surrendering to that, the universe is going behind the scenes, and we have our spirit guides, we have our angels. They're there to help us, or this higher self, the higher being, the universe is conspiring to help us be our very best. And this is actually a good omen for the inspiration, because it might be able to get us out of this challenges that we're gonna face. This card is saying it's a good omen. Spiritual, emotional, physical, and financial needs are all going to be met, which relieves for me. It's asking us to nurture more of our confidence and really be specific in what we need in our life, or what we desire, what we want. So we need to maybe start making a list, envision that change in our life taking place already for big manifestations. And don't limit yourself to dreaming big as well. So we're creating our own luck this year, a year of the rats. For the year of the rat, pile number 2, we're creating our luck this year, and it will be inspired to do so. And this next one here, chocolate coated sultanas, we have success. So this is talking about, it is a dog eat dog world, and it's very competitive. So we just have to take a deep breath, believe in ourselves. A lot of confidence is needed for our pile, it looks like. And to hold our head up high is needed, and having faith in ourselves, trusting that we can make the right decisions. No matter what way we will go successfully, as long as our integrity is there. We have to continue to stay confident, to not back down, to surrender to, what life situations occur, even if we can plan as much as we can, but life sometimes just happens. It's really emphasizing believing in ourselves, and we created that success, we created that luck. So the affirmation is to think of yourself as always successful, no matter what, in whatever we choose to do. To believe and trust in ourselves is very important. Speaking of trust, psychic insights are going to be very strong this year for us, in this year of rat. Pile number 2 is really trust your intuition. I feel that you guys are like on my level as well. So sometimes you have really strikingly accurate spiritual insight. Like, when I said that, my jaw is like getting sore. Some of you guys as well, why is my jaw sore? Some of you guys I feel either holding back with, sharing your success and being shy about it. I'm sometimes shy with that. Even though I babble a lot on here, I actually love my solitude. maybe some of us guys, well, either are gonna speak our mind or finally be able to share the joys and success to others without shame or guilt and being proud of ourselves. Then we have baking chocolate, which is boredom. So I'm getting here. We might be a little bored in some poor aspects of this year that, we might have a creative block, because I'm in the graphic design right now, so I kind of resonate with this. But, some kind of creative thought or action circumstance will start to improve. And we're going to have all these ideas coming up to really make things happen. So this is really introducing a spark of creativity, a spark of inspiration. Wow, that's really interrelated here. A spark of creativity to our life to kind of inspire us again, to reactivate an abandoned hobby that maybe we've enjoyed in the past. Oh, speaking of which, it's this one. I love tarot cards and divination. That's kind of like my reactivated hobby now, and it's healing for me, and I really hope this is healing for you guys as well. Let me just put your coin here. Oh, you already have a coin over here. What the heck? Sorry guys, I feel so scatterbrained. Begin a new hobby. I find if you guys feel like you're bored, like you can entertain yourself, YouTube can only do so much. So I feel like this is something to do either quietly on your own, or you could do it with other people. But it's like retaking a hobby that you used to love, and for some reason life happened and you forgot about it. It could be a game a long time ago as well, and you want to revisit, or baking, or something with your hands like woodworking or carpentry or DIY stuff if you're into crafting, arts if you're into the arts, reading that book that you haven't read in ages but you love to read, something like that. So this is a way for us to kind of change our mindset on if we are bored and kind of like not stimulated mentally. So this kind of shake things up a bit so it's not bitter and stagnant. It's not a bitter chocolate, it's a baking chocolate. So we create our own icing on the cake, and we gain sweet things that we want in our life because we are inspired for success. That's what I'm getting there. Okay, so let's pull up some tarot for us. I feel like I wasn't able to, pile number 2, messages we need to hear. I wasn't able to do charms for pile number 1 because that was a really long reading. My interpretation for it was quite long, guys, so I do apologize. I'll maybe do charms for just a tarot reading for the next one, maybe for February. Some tarot, maybe just one oracle card instead of multiple. Pile number 1. For pile number 2, what message we need to hear? So, yeah, sorry guys. So, I hope you like the presentation so far. I really enjoyed coming up with this idea. So, Wildwood Tarot, what we have for the coming year of the rat, let's see. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just forgot what I was going to say. Okay, anyway. We have 6 of Bows. Oh, we have abundance here. So life might sting, but abundance is coming for us, whether it's something we worked really, really hard on is finally coming to fruition this year, or an abundance either financially, emotionally, or physically. 6 of Bows as well. 6 of Bows is also recognition, praise, okay? 6 of Wands in tarot. And then we have Ace of Stones. Wow, Ace of Stones, the foundation of life, which is like Ace of Pentacles. Really building a strong foundation with regards to either how we make a living, job-wise, financially, while saving, or it's about the home as well. Stability, earthly matters, financial matters, possibly career as well. Ace of Stones. abundance, foundation of life. This is turning out very solid. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I like how synchronicities work. Look at this. 4 of cups, 4 of vessels, boredom. Oh my gosh, so we have to watch out for that. To not do things, to not maybe spend so much maybe time on useless things that out of boredom, like there's all this inspiration. Oh my gosh, guys, this is what I'm getting. Look at this. Baking chocolate, boredom, and then boredom twice. What on earth? So it's like there's all this abundance around and inspiration, and yet there's just a lot of boredom here. So maybe we need to pay attention to the details of our old swept up hobbies, or maybe there's going to be an information that we overlooked, because this lady definitely is overlooking these overflowing cups here. So maybe we're being sent signs, and really have to make sure that we see with either third eye or really trust our gut instinct with regards to whatever daily insight inspiration will keep us from this boredom. Because I amuse myself easily. So maybe we definitely need to watch out for that. That we don't, waste time with the wrong people or the wrong situations or the wrong type of hobbies for us, because we're bored. And to kind of like shake things up if we're really stuck in the same old routine, falling asleep in class. Oh, that's me. Like we need to do something different, perhaps see things around us, do like a deep clean or something that we can see things in a new way, because definitely there's a lot of inspiration and things around us, but we're not just paying attention to them, because that's probably going to be part of our success too, part of that abundance all around us as well. So we have to learn to, I guess, just keep an eye out for that. And then we have 3 of vessels, joy. So 3 of cups. So this is celebration, kind of reunion as well, I'm thinking of. And look at these cups. They're all different and unique, and yet they all come together. So it's like a beautiful, like, amount of pleasure. It is a beautiful, like, joyous occasion, a moment in time, a blip in time. It doesn't have to be a long amount of joy as well, but it could be like sharing your happiness with others that you really love and care about. Or, there might be a celebration to go to. Someone's wedding, someone's birthday. Everyone has birthday in the year, so definitely some kind of celebration for with regards to maybe receiving some kind of abundance or praise, building a strong foundation in life, and perhaps, maybe being inspired. That the joy can be from inspiration as well. And from the success. So there's like joy ahead for us. Well, I'm looking forward to summer break, that's for sure. That's probably the joy I'm looking forward to. So 3 vessels of joy. So happiness definitely around the corner for us. But just that there's boredom next to happiness. So to not turn, like, I am very easily amused. So I don't know what this means. This is probably like either about school, for me, because I'm back at school and college, or something else, like maybe not buying so much stuff or not buying this and that because I'm bored, and just to be resourceful with what I do have. So I do have to stretch my budget. So that's just an example. So what I'm getting for us is like a lot of abundance, happiness, success, and joy. We just need to inspire ourselves, okay? Because there's boredom twice. There's boredom twice in this spread. To really make sure that we find our own inspiration, and not to, I know we're always on social media, we're always on YouTube or Netflix, but also change it up a little bit. Maybe go for a walk, or like paint something, or do something like calming and maybe productive as well, because sometimes we might just sleep and sleep and sleep, which is me catching up when I have no school. Okay, so that's it for pile number 2. I hope, and definitely there's some kind of waiting. The waiting might be the one that may be kind of frustrating, for us pile number 2s, but we just have to wait because abundant success is there available for us, and we just have to make sure that we don't let it pass us by, this inspiration, because boredom can, I guess we have to maybe keep our mind and hands either busy or find ourselves something to be amused about. We might just be really bored about life. Well, which that's interesting. Yes, to not overlook something as well, because there's gonna definitely be problems we need solving. I see here like a cup, an ink. Is it ink? Because there's a feather there. And it's like it's spilled. So we need to clean up about something, and maybe we'll get an advice from a friend that will help us to clean up something, and we're gonna learn to really trust our intuition this year. Is what I'm getting, and that's gonna help us if we can just make sure that we, inspire ourselves, find a way to inspire ourselves, to get out of that boredom. Because I'm easily amused with things. I can easily amuse myself. But this is for those that easily do get bored and don't know what to do. It's definitely like, look at your pastime hobbies that you used to love to do, or to discover new ones. You might stumble at it on the internet, or on a Netflix ad, or on the highway, the billboard. We never know our sources of inspiration, right? So I hope you liked the reading. I certainly did. No charms for this one because there's just a lot of cards for me to talk about, and sometimes it gets like really draining for me. So okay, so thanks a lot, pile number 2s. Happy Chinese New Year. Hope you liked your reading. I'm moving on to pile number 3. Okay, so my cat fell asleep. Pile number 3. So 4650. We have here your Lucky Fortune. Lucky Fortune coin. And this chocolate biscuits of affirmation in here. And then we have, I wrapped up in the Chinese calendar some of the cards. So let's start off with your chocolate biscuits for dessert here. Some affirmations chocolates. It is Year of the Rat. Yay. So you have 3 here. We have chocolate ganache choices. Rocky Road chocolate personal growth. Wedding chocolate family. A lot of pinks I see here. A lot of pinks. Could be I'm also going to shuffle 3 or 4 tarot cards as well for each pile. So I'll do that for you guys as well, pile number 3. Okay, let's look at your tea leaves for this Chinese New Year. You have ear. You're going to have good news coming up this year. That's good. Either regarding some choices you make, personal growth, or family matters. Let's see what else. Rose. Ooh. Pile number 3, romance is in the air. Ooh. That's why I see a lot of pinks. So love is definitely involved here. And flute. Oh, okay. We have flute. Disappointment in a friend or lover. So that's your tea leaf for this year. Let's take a look at your oracles before we go with your tarot. For your starseed oracle, we have the Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. It's beautiful cards. And then we have your spirit animal oracles because, the Chinese zodiac is made up of animals and its characteristics. So here, let's see. We have hummingbird spirit, be here now, and crow spirit, co-create with spirit. And let's get some tarot as well, so I can better understand this. Pile number 3s. So, spirit guides, angels. gosh, I'm sorry guys, I'm a little tired. Messages for pile number 3. 3 or 4 pounds. Message pile number 3 needs to know. Alright, here we go. Oh, so sorry about that, guys. Oh my gosh, I hope it wasn't doing this the whole time that I was recording. Oh no. Do bear with me, friends. Okay. I think it's almost 3 a.m. Oh my gosh. Why do I do this to myself? I don't have class till 2 p.m. but I have to be at school by for 10. So I can do this. Okay. So we have for your tarot, we have the Guardian. This reminds me of like the Death card. I think that's a Death card. Okay, let's see. 2 of Bows, decision. Okay, some passions that you have to make choices of. The Woodward. So this is like 8 is usually strength. 11 is Emperor? No. Is this strength? This reminds me a lot of the Emperor because of the lynx here, which is a really... This is an ancient animal as well. And then you have a bird here as well. We'll take a look at that. The Woodward. And then last but not least, this is a pagan-based kind of more druid shamanistic deck. So bear with me, guys. I'm still like getting used to the meanings as well regarding the cards. Okay, so do bear with me here. I'm also learning as well a lot of things. Oh my gosh, I do apologize. Okay. Sorry about this. Not sure why this is acting up. Pile number 3 is, and to apologize. Okay. Last but not least, we have Knight of Arrows. We have Hawk. Okay, I'm already getting here just from the tarot cards alone, because there's two major things: reclaiming control or power of a situation in your life here this year. Year of the Rat. We have Lynx, that is sacred animal, very wise. And there's definitely a choice of passions here, whether it's regards to your passion, hobbies, jobs, or between relationships or people. You have to make a choice, it looks like here, because this man is burning up. It reminds me of Moses burning up, burning bush. I grew up with Christianity, but I am exploring the pagan things. But 2 of Bows, definitely, like, there's a lot of anger. Speaking of anger, Mars energy. This is like a lot of fire. Some of you guys might be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but a great severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. You might be a Sagittarius as well. Like, they're like a softer of the fire signs. I find more gentler, more diplomatic compared to Aries, which is a little bit passionate and fiery. And then we have Leo, which is depending on the other signs in your natal chart. Yes, there's some kind of decision you have to make, because you are like choosing between 2 things, 2 options, and it's leading to a lot of conflict, and you might be having a resentment and anger being built up and you're not realizing it. So I also see the Guardian, so there's death. So there is something old that needs to remain in the past. It's asking you to see, like, what in the past are you digging up? Like, what bones from the past are you keep on digging up over and over again? I feel like, a dog digging up for a bone, but, there's a new he has a new toy, a new bone that his owner gave him, but still he goes back to this old, old ways or old memories that's no longer serving him. And like this guardian is very powerful. It's actually, I think, the Great Bear, but it's like the skeleton version, I think, the guardian. So there's like a blockage here. I feel like pile number 3, there's some choices. Oh my gosh, speaking of which, there's some choices you guys have to make. Look, it's like a man between 2 burning wands or poles, and then there is the choices chocolate ganache card. So this is really emphasizing choices needing to be made. Maybe you guys are indecisive about 2 options, or between the past and the present, or the present to future, etc. There's something that you need to make a final choice on, or it's causing a lot of chaos in your current life. It could have been more simple, and I think it's just maybe complicating things. So yes, there's something in your past that needs to remain there, and you have, because you're not being able to move forward somehow. Maybe there's something in your past, there's something going on now, that an old way of thinking, or a new an old way of being, and it has to die. It's like a tower moment for me. I feel like a tower, a death moment, where maybe you guys have gone through something sad or traumatic, but you'd have to move on. The major message I'm getting here is you need to move on and move forward, or you will stay stuck in this space where this, giant guardian that looks very scary to people, and not be going anywhere. So there's some choices, important choices you have to make this year. And there's no more procrastination for it. There's no more being stuck in that situation, or that memory, or that past that's preventing you from moving forward. Like you see here, or everything is past its time. It's the tree branch is deceased. Like it's the leaves are gone. It's long gone. And I think the past deserves to be in the past. I don't know why I keep getting that, but yes, it's regarding some indecision in your life and choosing between 2 things, or you're waiting for things to happen, but you need to take action, perhaps. It's also maybe balancing your passions. Maybe because of the lack of action, it's just like caused all this anger, fury, and resentment, or confusion to kind of escalate to this wild bushfire here. This man looks pretty mad. So something is really frustrating you guys, perhaps, and it's really telling you to, hey, sit down and, Spirit of Destiny. I don't know what this is. I just thought of Spirit of Destiny, but there's also a cup here. So you need some time for inner reflection here. Listen to what your emotions are telling you, because you're going to be receiving messages either from your higher self, your guides, or your angels, or higher beings. The universe is telling you big red flags, and you may not be listening to them. It's time for you to move forward here, I think, with some kind of decision or choice, and to not be, maybe, sometimes when sad things happen and we're attached to certain people that even are not meant for us, we will linger on and cling to that. So it's telling you to look forward to the future, even though it might be really painful to let go of the familiar, because you have this ability, you have this prowess, you have this capacity for a lot of inner power here to move forward. And it's wanting you to move forward in your journey regarding your passions, to take one step at a time. If you can't seem to do it all in one leap, just take one step at a time. And you see the leaves, I feel like the leaves are starting to bud here. Once you move forward from something that's no longer serving you, or that is no longer really applicable in your life, taking a step forward for your own happiness and betterment, and not being stuck somewhere where you're kind of all sad and gloomy and worried and anxious. I see a lot of kind of clinging to something familiar, but it's not good for you, kind of thing. And once you take that step forward, it is scary, but you're definitely stronger than you think. Okay, this is like Viking energy I'm getting. You're going to start to make progress, and it's probably about love, okay, or relationships. There's going to be some disappointment. Yes, there's going to be some disappointment in a friend or lover, and you may have to say goodbye to them. This is what I'm getting. But, you will get good news about something. Most likely, it's like a romantic good news. Here. So, it might be, if you're in a relationship with someone, it might be escalating to something even further, deepening something further. Then, Knight of Arrows, we have Hawk. So, Knight of Arrows is Knight of Swords. They're very quick thinking. Their mind moves very fast. They might be witty. They might be intellectual. This is also, it's not a page, it's a knight. So, watching with a lot of diligence something. You might be watching someone, for either online or in person, too closely. Like, you feel like you have to keep a hawk's eye on them. And that may be a good or bad thing, depending on your situation. I think that you can see clearly, but maybe some of you guys might be obsessing over something that either occurred in the past or that meant a lot to you, but it's like maybe they no longer care about you. So, guys. Okay, I'm so sorry. This sounded so, like, terrible. But, I do see that you guys have passions, okay? You do have passions, but you also have to choose between two passions so you don't burn out. Whether it's at work or in relationships or, with how you deal with people as well. To not burn yourself out. Two of bows is, like, indecision, I find, and balancing needed with regards to your passions. And the Guardian is to let things go that are no longer available for you or that's not meant for you, because you can move forward at this time and regain your power and control, and you have so much potential as well. Like, let's bloody oof, I don't know what you guys were into or what you guys went through, but not blood involved, but you might have felt really disappointed. Yeah, I feel like if you're very disappointed friend or lover, it's also another way to give them another chance if they're really that important to you and they actually talk to you. If they don't even talk to you at all, or they're not in your life, then perhaps it's really time to move on, is what I'm saying. Yes, you're going to be looking forward in the future. Knight of Arrows is like quick thinking as well, and once you maybe take that focus and diligence and use it to kind of get yourself out of tricky situations this year, because you will receive some good news. The messenger, the hawk, it's like a bird. Bird reminds me of messages, either from someone, like the universe. And we do have Great Severing. So you guys, the Guardian and the Great Severing. Okay, so there's a lot of frustration here, but there's anger, conflict, okay, softening to love. So once you learn to, this dark and gloomy stuff reminds me of this sky. Like, perhaps you choose to stay up here, like, the galaxy is beautiful, but maybe this represents, like, the darkness, like, the past darkness, things are not good for you, kind of like self-pity, stuff like that, which we all can get into, but time for you to look up for brighter, to look up with life with like rose-colored shades, if that makes sense. Like, you are deserving so much more, There's something you need to sever for sure, whether it's about a friend or a lover or disappointment or relationship or someone or some people or something in your life that is no longer good for your personal growth. And speaking of personal growth, we have a rocky road. Okay, so there might be some emotional roller coaster going on for pile number 3. Love might be involved, or it could be family as well. But family is a good thing as well, because you might have a very happy family life or want a happy family life. Whether you're not your partner is single, that's referring to that. And it's really telling you here, like this great severing, you maybe need to distance yourself from people that are having too much conflict in. See things in a new light. Let things go, forgive you don't have to forget, but forgiving is very important. Softening to love, treating yourself and others with compassion after maybe taking some time off or away. Maybe, might be warranted. Then Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. So this is definitely reminding me of being stuck either reminiscing with the past too much, or maybe always planning for the future and missing out on the present. So we do have 34. The hummingbird also moves really fast, just like how fast I talk. So the 34, 3 plus 4 is 7, is a lot of introspection. I think maybe pile number 3 is very, very busy. Very, very busy life, but you need to slow down and take a sip like I am. To really treat yourself better, you know? Like maybe doing some activities is very calming for you. Listening to ASMR videos, for example, or going for a walk or journaling, whatever it is that you do to relax and it's not going to harm others and yourself, maybe do that. You release the pent-up emotions. I feel like a lot of passions are involved here, and if you don't be careful, sometimes the passions all bottled up will blow up like a volcano. So I guess it's just warning you guys might be very quick to either anger or you have very passionate moods. You might have really strong passions as well, so you have no problem in the inspiration department. Unlike pile number 2's. It's me. So you guys have a lot of passion in you and to express in some way and to enjoy the moment. Being here now, I see a lot of pinks and purples here. Maybe spirituality might be important. I think some of you guys might be overly focused on love as well, but you have to self-care and self-love yourself first. Yes. And the hummingbird likes sweet nectar, so maybe I'm getting, for some reason, the quote, you'll catch, more with honey than with vinegar. I guess that's like with approaching people as well. You might come off as very strong passions or interests as well, and to ensure that it's for your highest good as well, and it's not hindering you from your best self and for your personal happiness in the future. Because you might be maybe you're in the way of preventing your own happiness without you realizing it. If you cling to the past because, some people are meant for each other and some are not. So if this is romantically, perhaps, you can find that again. And you just have to either wait or open your eyes to the possibilities or find some other way to kind of release that anger and conflict. Okay? But the good news is coming, I see, okay? So out of the situation, there's going to be good news coming. So, disappointment might be the case, but the romance is going to be very highlighted here this year. So let's look at your chocolate. So that's a great 7, a lot of passions involved, and we have the hummingbird spirit. So being here now in the present, and then we have crow spirit. This is another very sacred. Some people have totem animals or animal spirits of the crow. Very wise and kind of like magical mystery element. 7 plus 1 is 8. So, abundance of thinking of success as well. Once again, the bird's looking forward, and in my direction, that is. So, co-creating with spirit of the universe. So, the universe is going to nudge you to the right direction, I feel like. And it's going to nudge you to your personal growth. Through personal growth, whether it's from challenges, whether it's through anger, conflict, okay, a passion, it's all still learning as well. There's some kind of lesson being learned. And I think it will continue to repeat until you learn the lesson, is what I'm getting. Okay, let's go with your chocolate ganache. So your chocolate ganache is choices. So this is all about choices. It looks delicious as well. So, like I was saying, it's like, what am I getting? There's a lot of chaos. Like this chocolate is swirled very nicely, but like it's also very busy. I find that there's so many choices, either a lot of choices or this is about choosing something, the right thing or the right person for you without hindering yourself. I feel like some of you guys are hindering yourself in some way. I don't know what. But it's about making choices this year, and there's a lot of confusion at first in what choice that is. It's like a major choice. I think that this is a very multitasking pile. Pile number 3, very busy, doing way too much at times, which reminds me of 10 of Wands energy, and not paying enough attention to detail. Okay, so you might be overlooking some things, which might cause some disappointment either in a friend or a lover, because you need to have equal input. So you really need to narrow your focus. I think this chocolate for the choices is to narrow down your choices or narrow your focus down to concentrate on the choice. And I think this is kind of like, I'm scatterbrained at times as well. I think it's just the Gemini in me, but this is like choosing one thing and concentrating on that fully instead of maybe multitasking, because you might be stretching yourself out too thin this year. One at a time, I'm thinking here. Slow and steady wins the race. I need to slow and steady my speech too. So I'm getting a lot of like messages to say, so you can pause this anytime if you'd like. So only you can control how much you can take on, okay? Don't be pressured by others to take on more than you can handle. You choose your task, and you choose it with confidence that you need to do and with ease. You glide through your day, getting your jobs done with grace and control. So maybe there's a lot of anger, conflict, all this passion swirling around like this chocolate, delicious ganache. However, it's causing a lot of discord and chaos and disorganization, and you just need to simplify it, maybe. Okay? Because you guys are guided divinely as well. Everyone's divinely divided, but divinely guided. But I can't speak. Everyone's divinely guided, I believe. Sorry, this pile, like all the piles don't have charms because there's a lot of messages in these cards already. So co-create with spirits, like trusting in the universe as well, okay? Because maybe taking one moment at a time as well. I find like taking it one moment at a time to be here in the present and now. Maybe when you find yourself, your thoughts running, like if you're anxious or getting too caught up in your passions, maybe take a look at whatever's in the room right now and pick 5 things that you can see. Like, name 5 objects in my room right now. So your eye will get focused on something and really be grounded. I feel like there's a need to be grounded in this pile as well. Maybe being lost in your thoughts a lot or in your emotions. Next we have Rocky Road Chocolate. I didn't know Rocky Road Chocolate was pink. But it's saying here, taking the road less traveled might sometimes be the easiest. So really simplifying things. Maybe doing things other people might not have thought of, or what people in your family or friends may not have thought of. So yes, this is definitely embarking on a soul journey, guys. Whatever your soul is really yearning. You're going to discover a lot of new things about yourself. Oh my gosh, it says personal growth. Oh, it is personal growth. You realize this personal growth when, when there's a lot of obstacles, like a rocky road, literally, an obstacles in your path, you gotta ask yourself, am I on the right path? Sometimes there are some smoother paths that's meant for you that feels natural. So I guess questioning, what doesn't feel really natural to me at this time? Why am I doing this in the first place? Why am I giving myself this headache? Or why am I with this person if they're just not going to give me what I need? Or that's just an example. Like, you could apply that with any situation here. Yes, is asking you to maybe choose a different direction. If there's a direction in your life that you are not happy or satisfied in, it might be asking you to choose a new direction. Go a different path if it's not working out, no matter how much effort you've put in, or maybe they have not been putting in the effort, or maybe they have, vice versa. They've been putting all the effort and you haven't. Trust that the universe will always lead you along the path that's right for you. It might be through challenges, it might be through some heartache, but there is good news on the horizon, guys. Okay, and your romance and love life is going to be looking up. If it wasn't very good last year, if it was kind of a lot of fighting or whatever, maybe this is a time to kind of compromise and make up or part ways for good. Then we have in more pink, wedding chocolate, family. So this might be concerning family as well. So there is happy family around you, whether that's yours or not. And it doesn't really matter if you're partnered or not. This can refer to your parents, your siblings, your children, friends. It's being emotionally, spiritually fulfilled. And there's a lot of loving energy here. So maybe you have to deal with some of your conflicting Mars energy. Maybe you guys are afraid to kind of deal with, not having that loving energy all the time, and that's totally human. That's okay. It's telling you to really live in the moment. Oh my goodness, living in the moment. And seize the day. Carpe diem. And make sure you share good energy that you're radiating to those around you as well, because they could definitely benefit. Because you have a lot of passion inside, or you can be very passionate at times about certain things or people. So your personality, you have a type of maybe excitable personality that it can actually be infectious to others as well. So you actually might be the type of person that went through a lot of heartache and a lot of terrible things, but you can motivate others. You can motivate those feeling down about themselves, and you don't even realize it, even with your voice. Maybe it's your presence, maybe it's how you wear your clothes or something, because it is saying about you spreading kind of happiness to others, or some kind of healing, or cheering people up in some way. It might be your sarcasm, or like you make good jokes, or you just like they like your quiet presence is healing to them. It really depends. This is like being very grateful and being blessed, for what you do have around you, whether it's good family or friends, and sharing that love and abundance and optimism around as well, so everyone can get your energy. And that might lead to something very good in the romance department. Trying something new, sharing, some kind of passion of yours might get really passionate. Spirit is guiding you guys, okay? So you guys have a lot of maybe magic coming up. And don't forget to breathe. Take some moment as well to kind of relax. You might be a very, very busy pile. And to make sure you have a way to kind of have an outlet for whatever anger or conflict or chaos is going on, because you can find that inner peace within yourselves. Okay, pile number 3, I hope that was interesting. But you guys really do have some kind of good, this definitely someone who's really romantically interested in you, or you're really romantically interested in someone, and it might start moving forward. Something good, definitely good news coming up. But just be aware of this disappointment in friend or lover. Like, we are human, this for sure. But try to weigh the options and see, be here in the moment, and maybe it'll come in time. The answer will come in time. And I'm seeing a lot of birds, so maybe you'll get messages from the universe, signs on billboards, maybe listening to the radio. There might be some kind of word or sentence that kind of answers your question somehow. The universe is strange like that. Okay, so I hope you like this reading. I will upload now. Thank you for tuning in, pile number 3s. I hope you found this interesting. Some of you guys might actually be attending wedding this year. And it's definitely going to lead to some kind of personal growth with regards to your family, yourself, and having to make a choice about what you feel you truly deserve in this life and what is meant for you. Okay? Alright, pile number 3s, take care. Happy Chinese New Year.